Thanks MSI for sponsoring my coverage of Computex 2024.
Years ago, if you wanted a good laptop with decent performance, you had to go with a gaming laptop. However, they always ended up so bulky. But things have changed now. Both CPU and GPUs have gotten a lot more powerful and a lot more power efficient. A laptop without a dedicated GPU is no longer just a bit of metal that can browse the web or only write a Word document. MSI utilizing the latest hardware from Intel, AMD, and Nvidia to create some truly incredible looking laptops for professionals and creators. MSI had so many laptops on show this year at Computex. If you want to know more about the gaming laptops, make sure you check out my previous video where I cover a couple of those, but here we're going to be focusing on the thin and lights and the creator-focused laptops. And look, AI has been everywhere this year, but MSI is at least showing us the start of how they are going to take advantage of the new CPUs that have an onboard NPU, or neural processing unit, to run their MSI AI assistant. And they've got some interesting ideas for it. At its core, it's a general AI assistant that runs purely on your device, and it understands what's actually on there. This AI doesn't send data to a server or anything like that, it just stays on your device. There's lots of small ways an AI like this can be really useful, and having a more context-aware assistant that isn't running on a server could be actually super handy. The MSI reps like to describe this as Jarvis for your computer, Iron Man's AI from the movies, an optimistic comparison at best, but over time, I'm sure we'll see some leaps in its capabilities. The only time we'll be accessing the network is if you ask it something that it doesn't know and requires to search the web for an answer. Now, this AI can generate images, and the first thing I did when I heard that was I grilled them on how the AI was actually trained. And MSI assured me that it hasn't been trained on any stolen art or anything like that. But for the rest of the features, I do actually see them being quite useful. So, let's take a look at our first laptop that uses them, the Summit E13 AI Evo. This pocket rocket is a 13.3-inch laptop with a 16x10 display. 16x10 is truly the way for laptops, giving just a bit of extra screen real estate. It's 1080p, but honestly, at this screen size, that is perfect. The screen also has a 360-degree hinge, so it folds all the way around, making great use of its touchscreen and the included MSI Pen 2. It will support Intel's new Lunar Lake CPUs up to a Core Ultra 7 155H. This is quite a beefy processor. It's got 6 performance cores and 8 efficiency cores. Max speed of the P cores is 4.8 GHz and the E cores is 3.8 GHz. So pretty respectable, honestly. And as long as its screen is color accurate, I could see this being a great little machine for photo editors or designers who just want something small just to do some really light work and some light editing. Definitely a great little device that's compact yet capable when you're on the go, especially since you can spec this thing with up to 32 gigs of RAM and 2 terabytes of storage. There is also a 16-inch version of the Summit as well, which keeps the same CPU spec and other features, but upgrades screen resolution and includes a dedicated Nvidia GPU. Speaking of 16, the Prestige 16 and 14 AI Evo laptops are going to be laptops with a lot of eyeballs on them. These are targeted directly at creators and professionals who want a lot of performance in a thin and light size. This line of laptops is the big brother to the Summit. The specs are very similar, however, you do get a lot more I/O, and the Prestige models will support up to a Core Ultra 9 processor. If photo editing or design work is the most that you'll be doing, the 14 and 16 will be perfect for you. Specifically the 16 if you want the full-size SD card slot. Big bonus points from me when that's included. But if you're video editing or doing some very light 3D work, the studio version of the Prestige 16 is where it's at. The studio version is the same, except you can get it with either a 4050, 4060, or 4070 mobile Nvidia GPU. Regardless of which one you go for though, all of these laptops are quite thin and light. It's probably one of the most compact 16-inch laptops I've actually seen and held, and it's even thinner and lighter than my Stealth 16 Studio, which already impressed me with its size. The Prestige 16 with a GPU only weighs 1.6 kilos, and that's actually crazy. I really want to try and take the studio version for a spin, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that. If you're a creator who needs some good performance on the go, or just needs something super thin and light but still capable, any of the laptops I've covered are going to fit your needs. I'll leave links to everything down below. And if you'd like me to cover a particular laptop, then make sure to leave a comment so you can let me and MSI know as well. And a big thank you again to MSI for sponsoring my trip out to Computex. As always, my name is Nick, This is Techtacula, you've been spectacular, see you next time.